Thank you. So welcome, thank you for bringing your film to us. First of all, can I just apologise for doing a massive wrong burgundy and just saying what was on here. I said Hijabi instead of...
It's alright.
Okay, cool. So first question then, I noticed at the end it said London Film Academy. Is that what you're affiliated with, and did they provide any funding for your film? And did they give you the treatment, or is it something that you've always passionately wanted to cover in that kind of documentary format?
Actually, I was there for a short documentary course, and in my head I wanted to do something totally different that has nothing to do with Islam or women or Arabs in general, but because I had so many questions from the people who were in my course itself, so also the time span was very little, so I thought maybe I should cover something that I'm capable of producing proper work in that time. Nice, I can sing now.
Interval.
Interval, okay, let's continue.
Well, I think the affiliation is, yes, I was a student there, so it's they only copyright for this.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so that's pretty cool. When you were sourcing the footage from Dubai Fashion Week and you were getting your permissions and researching the designers, did you have a big selection that you wanted to cover, and kind of the time frame that you have? You know, this is kind of like 3 questions loaded in one, but would you want to do a long form documentary based on this as a treatment, or?
Yes, this was actually a pilot for a longer version.
Okay, cool.
And many of the important things are not added in here, so if you find the description of this short film a little too much, saying more than what the film actually says, it's because it was written actually for a longer version, which for a number of reasons I didn't take, but hopefully in the future. So what was your next question? Sorry.
Yeah, no, it was that. So did you want to do long form? When you were, thank you. When you were researching your designers, was there more than one that you wanted to cover?
Actually, I didn't start with the idea of going to fashion designers because I thought in my mind no fashion designer would ever respond to me. And actually none of them did. So I started with bloggers and with the women whom you see on YouTube just making hijab styles and all that stuff. And actually none of them did. But I was just lucky to get her actually to agree. And it was, I think, just the timing and maybe what I was saying in the message that got her attention. So yeah, I think I was just lucky with that one.
That's awesome. Nice. It's nice to stumble on something on YouTube and then find that it takes you on this further journey to find exactly what you want to cover. Are there any questions from the audience about this film? Yeah.
Did you shoot that, like, you know, some of the footage? Do you live in Manchester, do you?
That's all in London.
Oh, it's all in London.
Yeah.
Do you live in London?
No, actually I was there for the 8 weeks for the course only. Yeah.
The course, that was the London Film Academy,
Yes.
was it? Was it an 8-week course, was it?
Yes.
Right, okay.
Yes. So it was all in London, shot, edited.
Yeah.
I was saying, when you're doing research in the film, was you surprised about the way she put the fashion across to make Muslim women more sexy? Did you realise that someone was out there actually made it like that, dressed like that, to make people who cover their faces to more, you know, not sexualise them, but kind of make them feel better themselves wearing that certain dress?
Would you mind if you rephrase your question for me?
Okay, was you enlightened? Did you know about it, or was you enlightened by doing research? Did you know anything about where they could make that fashion dress more sexual or more commercial, or did you find out throughout your research?
I told you, it was all out of luck, because in my mind I thought Muslim fashion, the question was, is there a Muslim fashion? That's the first thing. So as an Arab myself, like, I would know that we would wear layers and layers in order to be able to dress up. So her concept, in a way, kind of, that's what made me actually take it seriously and make this film, and also maybe for a longer version if possible. I just like behind it, more than actual the fashion itself, because she caters not just to Muslim women, but to conservative market, as a whole. So the actual way of challenging the mainstream market and wanting to go beyond the what's understood or what's taken as what women should wear is what I think kind of intrigued me and wanted to learn more about it. Whether I agree with it or not, that's not the point. But I thought it's quite a good thing to put forward and ask people about their opinions, because I also saw the response from the people who were working with me. They were also shocked by so many things, and the idea that people think that women who wear a headscarf are not kind of living a woman's life, that in itself also made me think, I think maybe I should do something that has to do with that, or tackle it in a different way. I don't know if I answered your question though.
Yeah, yeah, I did. Cheers.
Okay, cool. I think it's quite interesting as well how, to expand on your point, how what you wanted to do with that was also challenge the mainstream view of the idea of Muslim fashion and fashion coming from the Middle East being completely obscure when it's not, and it's something that you do find is relevant and is seasonally relevant and something that gets copied time and time again, and it's about bringing a lot of awareness to it as well. And the fact that there are so many different shades to being a woman and so many different shades to femininity, it's not just about what is seen in a magazine, there are so many different influences. If you were to do the film again, is there anything that you would change at all, or are you quite happy with how it...
I don't know if there's any filmmaker who's ever happy with their product. No, this is not actually what I wanted. It had to be a compromise between a number of interests, actually. If I'm to do the film again, I would focus more on the idea of modesty. To me, that's an important thing, because that's also something that, as an Arab and as a Muslim, you grow up also battling with. How modest are you? How Muslim are you? And how much you should cover, how much you should reveal. So the idea of not having one way of defining who you are is also very interesting. And that kind of battle has to be also reflected in films. So also, I think it's a good thing to start pushing these ideas outside the regular Muslim Arab sphere, because Arabs and Muslims are all everywhere, and just understanding that the woman sitting next to you is not an idiot or is not stupid behind that scarf can something be more creative than just that. So it's actually calling for me to make a number of other films, which are still in a very draft mode. But yeah, so if I'm to make it again, I think I would like to focus more on the idea of modesty.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for bringing your film tonight. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.